Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the island on this Wednesday evening, the day after Hurricane Ian came pretty close to our little island, 80 miles off to the west. And I'm starting the stream here at the Green Parrot. As you can see, the Green Parrot is still closed, as are a lot of places around the island. Some have started reopening late this afternoon, and we're gonna go and check out some of those on Duval Street. So we're on foot tonight. If you want to see the south side of the island, I did a little bike ride over there this morning. So the south side of the island, which was mainly affected by the high winds last night, so pushing in a lot of sand from the beaches. And now we're gonna go and check on Duval Street itself. So there's still a lot of cleaning going on everywhere. These guys have been working overtime all day, cleaning out trees, making sure the power lines go back up. So great job, Keys Energy Services, and of course the city of Key West. So I think at this point most of the places on the island have their power back. Ours went out last night. Well, started flickering actually on and off. That's why our camera broke off many times. We had this weather cam set out outside of our house, so that broke off quite a bit every time there was a little power surge. And then in the end, I think around 10:30, 11ish, the power went out, came back up really briefly, and then went out again. And then this morning we had power back at 8, so it's only been what, like maybe 8 hours without power. So over here the Bearded Lady is open. If you're in Key West and you're looking for places to grab a drink. I know some of the restaurants reopened tonight as well. I think I saw Moondog posting that they're gonna be reopened right next to the Hemingway house. Over here we have some cool artwork at the Lost Boy Creations. And of course our thoughts go out to everybody who is in the direct path of Ian now, knowing that we didn't have a direct hit and it was still pretty bad. I think the highest winds that they measured here on the island was 79 miles per hour. And of course, since everything is so low laying here on the islands, there was a lot of flooding as well. So we're currently walking down Southern Street. We're going to go turn onto Duval Street in just a little bit. So over here all these buildings had been totally boarded, and they took off the boards earlier today. They still haven't gotten around to cleaning off Duval Street because the priority right now is getting the bigger trees off the streets. So you can see there are a lot of smaller branches here on the sides all around on Duval Street. So they had predicted a lot of storm surges for today. High tide was around noon. And that actually didn't happen here in Key West. I know it has happened a little bit further up the Keys, but not in Key West. So we didn't have the storm surges today. Next high tide is midnight, so I guess we'll see what happens then. There has been a lot of flooding last night, mainly on the Atlantic side of the island. And there was still water this morning. If you want to go back and watch our stream from this morning, if you want to see a lot of water, that's probably where you should go. So that, I think, was this morning around 10. So the south side of the island more affected by the strong winds overnight. And over here we have a little palm tree. On Duval Street, right next to Willie T's. I like it how the bike's still attached to it. Whoever attached their bike to this palm tree is gonna be like, wait a minute, I attached my trike to a tree. Where did it go? Over here we have Margaritaville, totally boarded up. All the signs are gone. Over here, Kilwins, these guys are actually open. They just still have the hurricane shutters up. So again, a lot of this stuff is going to be cleaned out in the next days. We try to clean up our street and our yard as well. And you know, with the size of the yard bins, it's going to take us a while. We definitely need a little yard waste pickup first to be able to do more. And as I mentioned earlier, priority was, of course, getting the bigger trees off the streets. Some took down power lines. There were power lines hanging in some of the standing water. So we're getting to the cosmetic stuff here later. Banana Republic still has sandbags in their main entrance. So no major damage here on Duval Street, in case any one of you is worried. So a lot of places, of course, still closed. Nothing like a little music. Thanks. Oh, it's Ian's picking up again, stealing his money. So besides the flooding and you know, the ocean bringing in a lot of sand on the south side, if you watch this morning's video, you can see SALOON at the beach, the restaurant being pretty much buried in sand. The other biggest damage I've seen is a tree on, I think it's Olivia Street. It's one of those old gnarly trees. I think it's a buttonwood, I'm not sure. And it took that, so it fell over across the street, so it was blocking the street, but it also kind of lifted up the house, so you know, all the roots of the tree were actually running underneath the front part of the house, so that house was pretty twisted. So kind of the tree unrooted the house, and so I think that's pretty much the one that was like doing it all. That tree was blocking an entire street. People were trying to like cut it down. It was a pretty big tree, and it took down a house. Got a rooster up here. The chickens are doing great, by the way, guys. They are excited with all the rain and everything. They've got a lot of nice juicy worms coming up. So all these places here are bound to reopen tomorrow. There's still no school tomorrow, and it is Key West, so Adam and Eve is open. For your little dress-up needs. And so a lot of the outdoor places though need a little more cleaning up to do. There are lots of leaves and branches everywhere. Over here the oldest house is still boarded up. So again, of course, Key West wasn't a direct hit of Ian. I think with the wind speeds we got, that would probably be the equivalent of a Category 1. So again, our thoughts are with all of you up north who are still in the path of Ian. And it looks like Duval Street doesn't have a lot of cars driving down right now, so it's back to pedestrians and skateboarders and bikers. Over here the Bull is open. I hear music over there as well from General Horseplay. So we're here on Caroline Street. Fogarty's here, still closed. Lucy's is still closed. So is the Stinking Crawfish and Shorty's over here. So this area starts to be pretty animated again. And the wind has almost completely died down. As I mentioned earlier, we'll see tonight around midnight is going to be high tide. And with the king tides and the additional water pushed in by Ian, we'll see if we get any flooding as bad as we did last night around that same time. Over here the tree bar is open. So this whole area seems to be pretty much back to semi-normal. I think everybody is in a hurricane party mood here on the island. Of course it is much quieter, a lot of people canceled their trips, but we did have a couple of tourists here. Over here Sloppy Joe's is open again. They did close down earlier today because of the high tides that were supposed to come in. And I don't think they actually did, which is why everybody keeps an eye on the next high tide at midnight. There is quite some water over here. On Green Street and Little Ann Street. So we do have some water here. I wanted to take you guys over to Mallory Square because we have a little bit of the sun peeking out behind the clouds, and I thought it would be nice to go. Hey, I thought it would be nice to go and check out maybe a little bit of a sunset, you know, after the storm. Captain Tony's still closed. We're gonna check that out later. Let's go and see how Sunset Pier did, and if we got a little bit of a post-storm sunset here. The wind is now coming pretty much from the north, so from the Gulf side. No water here on Front Street, which is a good sign, but then I guess it's also low tide right now. Looks like this little cart didn't quite make it.
I want to go back to
So these sewers drain into the ocean. You can actually see the wave movement, water coming up and down. Yes, some of the areas on the island are pretty low. Kind of looks like the island is breathing. So walking over to Sunset Pier and then Mallory Square for a quick look. So the strong winds came out of the south, which is why the obviously the south side of the island has been way more affected. Southernmost point, Hicks Beach, all those areas that we covered in the bike ride this morning. So over here, Sunset Pier obviously closed. And yes, the water is pretty rough. Boats of Wisteria Island have been moved during the storm, and unfortunately I can't zoom in, but there is a boat that is in the mangroves, so they didn't quite make it out. Here we have the sun peeking out after the storm behind Sunset Key. Thank you so much, Tropical Critter, for the super chat. Very much appreciated. the water is pretty rough. Look how high the waves come here on Mallory Square.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Try tapping the button at it.
So yes, the water is definitely higher than usual here. And you can also see the water has a lot of sand in it. It's got this really weird color tonight. Thank you so much, Bob and Chris. Thank you, guys. Like we have a tree here on Mallory Square that didn't quite make it. Poor little guy here. Our catman here.
resident. I'm from Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. What's the name of your channel?
Right on the Rock. I don't have a card
Right on
with
the
me.
Rock. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, it's on my
But,
shirt. It's
that's
on my
not
shirt.
a GoPro.
No,
That's much better.
it's an idle cam, so it's totally, you know, it's stabilized,
okay.
and it's got the HDMI out to the,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Do you use a what is it, Stream Deck or whatever?
Live view, yeah.
Yeah.
Key West is tricky with the, you know, data connection and everything doesn't really work. So.
Gotcha.
What's the name of your channel?
All request underscore live on Twitch. Request underscore live on Twitch.
Cool. Okay.
I also
Right
have
on the
YouTube.
Rock.
I also have a YouTube, but
Yeah.
I stream on Twitch. And
Okay.
then I post other stuff on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
just a musician. I play guitar and stuff.
Yeah.
Sing.
Cool. We have music. My husband's a musician, so we also have music on the channel.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
cool.
Very cool.
Nice to
on
meet
the
you.
rocks, Key West. Right on the
Right
rock.
on the rock.
Right on the rock.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. That's my mother's maiden name.
Yeah. Right on the rock. That's the one. Have fun. Nice to meet you. A visiting streamer from Orlando. I guess today and then the days to come, you're better off being in Key West than being in Orlando. Sunset time here in Key West. I don't even know if you can hear me over all the wind. Ooh, do we have a birthday on the channel? Happy birthday. Happy birthday, broken down old man. So guys, in case you are not on Facebook, on our Right on the Rock Facebook page, I posted that earlier. I wanted to mention, if any of you guys watching are from Key West or are snowbirds or want to know about certain places here in Key West, how they fared with Ian, if there has been any damage or any flooding, let us know via private message, ideally, unless we're talking about a public place. But if you want us to check on specific places on the island in one of our future streams and just check for, you know, any visible damage, obviously we cannot go onto private property, but if there is any place you want us to check on, any place you're worried about, any street, any block, any specific address, let us know, and I'll include it in one of our upcoming bike rides. And contact us either via our Facebook page, Right on the Rock, via Messenger, or you can shoot me an email at media@rightontherock.live, and I'll go and check on whichever place you want to make sure is doing okay here in Key West. Again, we're doing pretty good here. We were very, very lucky. Ian passed 80 miles to the west, far out there, and the strongest wind gusts we had that were measured in Key West itself were 79 miles per hour. know we have a lot of small houses, lots of wooden houses, but it looks like besides many trees and a couple of houses here and there, the wind didn't do too much damage. We had a lot of flooding, and we are still going to have a lot of flooding with the next high tide coming in at midnight. But yes, any place you want us to check, let us know. And I'll make a list and see, you know, if we can ride by and double check on those places. And talking about high tide, look at that. It's splashing here. The bridge between Mallory Square and the Opal Key Resort on the other side is actually closed off. And the water is so high that it's actually splashing onto the bridge. And it looks like we have some damage here on the actual wooden bridge as well. Of course, we have the Key West Aquarium over here. Got a pretty post-Ian sunset here. So we were at the southernmost buoy earlier today, but it was still kind of very splashy, and there was a lot of water, so we couldn't see the base. There was a lot of water. Again, make sure you check out our earlier stream later. So I did a bike ride around 10 a.m. this morning. And we also did a check-in yesterday afternoon, just before they asked everybody to stay home for their safety. So still pretty windy here on Mallory Square, but in the streets of Key West it's going much better. So tree down here on Mallory Square. And let's check on El MESON, the PEPE and the Salty Frog. Pretty colors here tonight. The whole sky is glowing. Here's another tree down on Mallory Square. So those were the southwest winds here, knocking those trees over. Looks like some of these trees came down here. Onto the MESON de PEPE stage. It's still standing though. So MESON de PEPE closed here. Got some pretty weird light going on here. Salty Frogs is looking good. I don't see any major issues here, even with those big glass sliding doors and everything. So guys, welcome if you're just joining us for a little evening walk here in Key West, Florida. After Hurricane Ian's visit last night. $80 miles offshore. And we are having quite the sunset here. And we're currently checking out downtown Key West. We are on Green Street. We just checked out Mallory Square. We walked down Duval Street earlier. So over here, Captain Tony's Saloon still boarded up. Of course, the sign and the grouper are missing. Tiki House is open, and so is Sloppy Joe's.
All money raised for Fantasy Fest goes to nonprofit organizations to help people better their lives.
So I think Sloppy Joe's was only closed a couple of hours today around lunchtime, high tide, when we were expecting those storm surges. Other than that, I think they have been open pretty much the whole time. And this part of Green Street here is pretty low lying, so you do have some water here. So again, we're expecting more flooding around midnight tonight. How do we cross? Let's see if I can. flooding going on here. I'm not wearing my flip-flops, so I'm kind of trying to avoid the puddles this time. And then I wanted to have a quick look at the harbor area.
Oh yeah! I watched carefully for that. That was a good one. Oh yeah.
Tattoos and Scars are also open. I think we do have some salt water on the lens from Mallory Square earlier. Hang on, come on. Let me clean you guys up. There you go. That's better. And we might cover the harbor tomorrow in a separate stream. We'll see. Let's go and check out Kermit's and Jimmy's recording studio. Over here, the Hemingway Rum Distillery, still boarded up. I know the first legal rum distillery over there is working on some hurricane rum. Sandbags here at the Hemingway Rum Company. That sky is still glowing. Look at that.
Filming for filming?
Streaming. Breakfast Club 2 here should be fine. They high up. Thank you so much, Deb, for the super chat. Thank you, Annie B. And thank you so much, Tracy. You guys rock. Thank you, Joseph. So yeah, after this morning's bike ride through the salt water, Gabe host of my trike and added some oil to the chain. That's the advantage over doing this by bike versus driving through salt water, is that it's much easier to kind of spray and hose off all the water. So right now you can see the water here is draining, which means it's low tide. When it's high tide, actually the water comes back out of the drains and pours into the streets. So high tide tonight at, I think actually right at midnight, maybe a little past midnight. That sky is actually quite something. I don't know if you guys can see the moon up there. So it looks like Jimmy's recording studio is doing fine. All the restaurants over there are still closed, Conch Republic Seafood Company. I think the Waterfront Brewery actually opened up again today and then had to close because they didn't have power. So not the whole island lost power, but different areas lost power at different times. And then after a certain time last night, when the winds got too strong, obviously Keys Energy wasn't able to come out and fix anything because it was the conditions were way too dangerous. So when we lost power around 11:30, I think, for the second time, we didn't have power again until 8 this morning, 8:15, when they were actually able to get to whatever was causing the issues. Of course, we had a lot of power lines down with the winds, ripped down by the trees. No sunset cruises out tonight. And then some areas actually lost their power later today in the afternoon, like the Waterfront Brewery. So at different times. And over here, Schooner Wharf is open. Eight made it through the storm. So here we go, guys. One last look at that sky. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with some more updates. And we'll have a music stream on. Now I totally lost track of time. Definitely on Saturday. What is today? Today is Wednesday. So yes, we'll have more update streams here from Key West. And as I mentioned earlier, if there were any specific areas, any specific places you want us to check out, please let us know via our Facebook page, Messenger. You can message us via Facebook, Right on the Rock. Or email me at media@rightontherock.live, and we'll head out and check on those places. We're not going to mention any specific addresses or names associated with addresses, of course, to protect your privacy, but if there's anything you want to know, we'll go and check and make sure everybody's okay and all the places are good. Should be fine. Don't forget, you can't drown a conch. So guys, have a great evening and stay safe, everybody who's still in the path of Ian. Wow, the light is pretty surreal. I swear this camera isn't doing any filters or anything. This is what it currently looks like. Dark purple red sky. We've got a shrimp boat here. Oh, you know what, guys? I don't have the heart to stop the stream now when the sky is so nice. Let's go and check out if the boathouse is back open and all the restaurants over here. So as you could see, Conch Republic Seafood Company was still closed. Waterfront Brewery closed because they were out of power earlier. So I don't know about the boathouse. Well, I guess we can always check. Little harbor evening walk. Looks like everybody over here is fine. So of course the strong winds came from the south and southwest. So the boats here are fine.
Hey, Dora,
Hey.
how you doing?
It looks like the boathouse here at Turtle KRAALS is open and they have power.
Okay, so what's right on the rock?
Hello! Hey, how's it going?
Mwah.
How did it go? Yeah?
We lost a fern.
Yeah.
We saved a cat, me, her. We lost a lattice. Huh? Should be lit up by now. We might have lost our outdoor light. I don't see it lit up.
It's kind of dark, yes.
I didn't do it.
Well, good, you're okay.
Yeah, I love the part about what the fuck is Gabriel eating now?
What the fuck?
We're
Where's
in
the
right
firewall?
shirt for it. Is Gabriel eating now? I don't do fire.
See ya. This is Captain Boo's. I was about to say Captain Boo's master. Captain Boo is a cat, so I guess it makes him probably Captain Boo's. Captain Boo is his master. So yes, everybody meet Gary. So they actually have one of the boats over here. And so as he said, it seems to have worked out pretty well being on this side of the island on a boat. Okay, now the afterglow is slowly fading. Still looks really cool though. So if you're looking for a place to eat tonight here in Key West, the boathouse is open over here. It's getting kind of dark. The half shell raw bar is closed. And I'm gonna leave you with another view of the sky here tonight in Key West. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed what you were seeing, please give us a thumbs up. A little like goes a long way. And we're a local Key West live streaming channel if you want to see more of Key West. And check out the events. Of course, we have Fantasy Fest coming up. Then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button. And that way you'll know whenever we're live. So take care, everybody. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys soon.